were going to take this time. So if you'll please bring it up to the bench and I'll look at it from there. I can.
Do you need police, fire, medical? Maybe both. I'm not sure. There's just someone screaming outside. Okay, what's the address of that here? Please. Is this an employee like Tom's in Sanford?
Yeah.
Okay. And is it a male or female?
It sounds like a male.
And you don't know why?
I don't know why. I think they're yelling help, but I don't know. Just send someone say stop.
Does he look hurt to you?
I can't see him. I don't want to go out there. I don't know what's going on. So they're sending.
So you keep yelling help?
Yes.
All right. What is your?
There's gunshots.
You just heard gunshots?
Yes.
How many?
There's one. Jimmy, get down. No, come here.
Is he no longer yelling?
Tape continues, but the animation doesn't.
I don't know.
So I don't think you need to hear that.
Jimmy, get in here now.
Now, as you're at the bench, there are the posters, which is another thing that he created.
These are the new ones?
Some of them are new. We took out Weinberg, for example.
Still didn't use this.
These are the ones. I don't know if you want testimony at the bench, just so he can at least
If
identify
he's
what
going
they
to show
are.
them to me, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's go through this, and I may question you about the animation in a minute, but if you would, just advise the court what this is, first of all, and how it was created.
This was created from a still image from the 3D model that I created for the animation. It's to explain the location of the markers and the witnesses.
And just so I'm clear, where'd you get the markings, where you have the markers, how did you identify them and put them at that particular location?
It's straight from the total station data.
Okay.
I not only used total station data, but they also had a flat 2D illustration of the scene from their data.
And that was incorporated as well?
Yes, so the location of these markers are exactly where they're marked on that.
Okay, next slide.
It's basically the same thing. Just
Same thing, different view?
different view.
Next slide.
This one's to show the slope.
And again, that came more from the Matter port than the total station?
It's from the Matterport, but it's verified with the total station. The different areas where the concrete, the sprinkler and the drain heads, they matched up with the Matterport. So I was able to verify the slope.
But this does give you a better slope than the total station alone would give you? A better rendition of the slope?
Correct. They don't, on their total station, they just had sidewalk marked and those
Right. They did not run like
drains marked.
they did not run like a bunch of points on the ground, which would have given you the slope, and that's what you did with Matterport?
Yes.
Okay. Next one.
Then this is just to show photographs from discovery of what was, had those markers.
The flashlights and where they were found.
Yes.
Okay, next one. Again, different parts of different items, where they were located, and for example, top left-hand corner is the picture that you just imported from the picture we gave you.
Yes.
Bottom left is the picture from the medical examiner with the Mr. Martin's wet pants.
Yes, from the scene.
Okay, then the cartridge case at the bottom,
Yes.
and then the cell phone.
Yes.
Okay. And in the middle?
This?
Yes.
That's from the point of view of Mr. Good.
Oh, and you can see right behind the pictures on the left is Mr. Good's head in
You can
effect.
see his ear right back there.
Yeah.
And it's taken with a 50 millimeter lens in the software. So that is what most closely resembles what a person will see.
Okay, and there's a line going sort of right above the cartridge case. Is that a distance measurement from what to what?
The edge of the porch concrete to the marker number 8.
Number 8. And when you say 50 millimeter, that's the way the human eye looks at an event. It's about 49 or 50 millimeters.
Exact measurement, I believe, is 49.5, but it's just rounded off to 50.
So you look at, this is a perspective that one would see as a human's looking at it through a human's eyes.
Yes, if you were standing there, that's how they would appear. If you were
That's the
standing.
perspective.
Perspective, yes.
Okay, next one.
This is going back to the T intersection.
And this was the one where we initially had Mr. Weinberg on it as well. He didn't testify, so we just have Ms. Lauer. I think that's a trial testimony as to where she thought the altercation occurred.
Yes. So it's an explanation of why I placed him there. So it's a,
Okay.
And that is John Good's head off there to the left as sort of a focus point.
yes,
And that again is a 50 millimeter presentation
yes,
with the distance included.
yes,
And that states what John Good testified to at trial regarding the what he saw and the people's descriptions.
yes, yes.
Next one. And that's Ms. Morris' testimony from trial as to what she saw when she looked out around her column.
Yes,
Is that the column on the right-hand side?
yes, there's a aerial map here showing where her condo is.
And is that also a perspective of what she would see from her location?
Yes, it's a 50 millimeter lens. Also in all these photographs, I didn't try to reconstruct the lighting because it's more important to see detail.
Okay, obviously, if I was Ms. Moore looking at this, the lighting was much darker back then, correct?
Correct.
So that's one frailty, if you will, of the presentation of the poster, is because if the lighting was what it was at night, almost nothing could be seen. As far as your poster presentation,
The jury would have a hard time seeing detail.
is that the last one?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna have a moment, John.
Off the record, I think the problem they're having is with the Apple computer interaction, and they're going to check it out over lunch.
We'll change it out to a Mac, to a PC, and get this presentation on a PC should whatever part of it be
Do you have
allowed.
any other questions?
Just very briefly, which is, so you have been doing this type of graphic and animation work and presenting to court for the past 13 years or so?
Yes.
And I think you testified that you have not, your work has not ever been disqualified or disallowed in a court?
Correct.
Tell me your awareness of the industry of animation and other people who do this type of work.
The type of work that I do, I'm the only one in the United States with a wireless motion capture suit, so I'm unique in that way.
There are other people who use similar motion capture suits, those being the older style, the one with the balls, correct?
I believe some reconstruction are using it, but it's really very rare that you find a reconstruction that has a motion capture suit, whether it's the balls or the wireless.
The area of reconstruction of events, though, you've been involved in that for how long?
13 years.
And this type of work is also accepted, is it not, in the entertainment community, as we've talked about?
Yes.
And that's used, as we talked about, in both video games and in motion pictures, such as Avatar and Iron Man.
Yes.
And this software that you utilize, tell the court where that fits into the industry of reconstruction of events.
The 3D software I use, or the ARIS 360?
Either as a compendium or individually.
It's just one of the key elements that I use in reconstructing.
And how long has that software been around?
Luxology has been around probably 4 years, but I believe 4. It started out as version 201. They're up to 701 now, so it's been around for a while.
Okay. And do you ever attend seminars or any type of conventions where other reconstructionists interact or talk about information in regard to this industry?
Yes. Well, the software actually has a users group that gets together, the Moto software, and I've given presentations there on the work that I do.
How often do you give presentations to that group?
I've just presented to them once.
Okay. And in that user group, is that made up of the people who use this software on an ongoing basis?
Yes.
We're talking about the ARIS 360 now?
No, that is the Moto software.
I'm sorry.
There's a group, the ARIS 360 gets together with a webinar every Friday.
Okay. And do you keep up on that part of the industry, the interaction between other people who use this software?
Yes.
And is this software one of the softwares that is accepted in the community of people who create animations or recreate scenes, whether it be for accident reconstruction or other types of recreations?
Yes. The Highway Patrol uses, I think there's 3 basic kinds of software that is used for car accident and crime scene reconstruction for the police departments, which is Visual Statement, ARIS 360, and there's another software which is called Crime Time or something like that. That's what Sanford Police uses on theirs.
Is the software then you use some of the most up-to-date and current software that's available for this type of work?
Yes, ARIS 360 and Visual Statement are the industry standard for accident and crime scene reconstruction.
And do your contemporaries who do work similar to yours, though they may not have the suits that you have, use this type of software to do their work?
Some of them. It's mostly used in police departments for their reconstruction.
The ARIS 360 or the Moto or
Probably 80% of Aris 360's customers, I've asked them, they said 80% are police departments. The rest are accident reconstructionists like myself, or crime scene reconstructionists, or private investigators.
And do you interact with these people, including law enforcement, on these user group meetings that you have?
Yes, you can ask questions, and if you have anything coming up from the week, you can get it answered at the end of the week.
Within the context then of accident reconstructionists and animators, is this software then the type of software which is used in that industry?
Yes, mine's kind of like cutting edge.
Yours is more advanced, correct?
Yes.
And even you say that you're the only one who uses the new style of motion suits for your type of work, correct?
Correct.
They are used, however, again, in the entertainment industry much more so, correct?
Correct. They're also used in, like I mentioned, medical rehabilitation.
Is any limitation to their availability based upon their expense?
Yes.
Okay, they're still quite expensive?
Yes.
No further questions, Sean?
Ms. Cross?
Judge, if I could ask for a 5-minute break before we do that, and I would also ask the witness to just assume the stand.
We can have a 5-minute recess, but we'll be in recess for 5 minutes. And when we come back, Mr. Shoemaker, if you please take the stand. Please be seated. Is Mr. Shoemaker here? or- How much longer do you think that this is all going to take? Because I've had a jury sitting back there since 9 o'clock. I stayed late last night so I could get this accomplished and was told I didn't have to. So how much longer do you think it's going to take?
I'm going to ballpark it at 45 minutes.
45 minutes? No. We'll do this afterwards. I'm not having a jury sit back here for another 45 minutes doing nothing. So we'll have to do this in the afternoon. Mr. Shoemaker, you can remain outside. We'll continue the hearing after court. Are we ready with your next witness? Because I want to bring the jury in. Is the defense ready with your next witness? Okay, are we ready to bring the jury in? Very brief.
Very brief. Put it real minute testimony.
Yes, you may.